A gavel cracked against a polished oak table. A folder slid across the wood and stopped in front of a man with grease still under his fingernails. Two people on the other side of the room started laughing before he even opened it. The lawyer kept reading without looking up. The folder held a single brass key on a paper tag and a deed for a bankrupt bakery that hadn't turned a profit in years. The laughter got louder. Someone clapped. The man in the cheap jacket didn't move. He just stared at the brass key and at the name printed on the deed. Me Halloran. His mother, then his own name, Wade, written underneath in her thin, steady hand. Why would a dying woman leave her oldest son a joke? What did she know that the rest of the room did not? Stay with me on this one. Wade Halloran was 52 years old the day he walked back into Beulah Creek. He hadn't been home in 29 years. The town looked exactly the way he remembered it, only smaller, the way places shrink when you grow up. The grain elevator on the south end still leaned a little to the east. The diner still had the same red sign. The bakery on Main Street still had his mother's name painted on the window, faded now, soft pink letters that read Mies. He parked his old pickup across the street and sat for a long time with both hands on the wheel. He was a big man, hands like shovels, shoulders that filled the cab. He'd spent 26 years pulling diesel engines in a truck yard outside Tulsa. He'd buried 2 friends and a marriage. He didn't drink anymore. He didn't talk much. He'd come because the lawyer had called him 3 weeks earlier and said his mother had passed in her sleep. He'd come because no one else had bothered to tell him she was sick. He'd left at 23 over a fight he could no longer remember the details of, only the shape of it. His father had wanted him to take over the bakery's lease. Wade had wanted a truck and the highway. His father had called him a coward and slapped him across the mouth, and Wade had slapped him back. His mother had stood between them in the kitchen, flour on her apron, and she had not said one word in his defense. He had taken that silence as judgment. He had driven south that same night and not come back, not for the funeral when his father died of a stroke 4 years later, not for Carla's wedding.